It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll be watching the Falcons' creative quarterback. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Falcons and the Saints coming up next.
Well, folks, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the Hoppin' French Quarter at the Caesars Superdome. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in after a loss last time out, but they've still been in good form. Winners of 6 of their last 8. Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 56 yards.
Hey, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does. They want to make sure they get him there.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. The Saints at 6-2 to start play. And they come in after a loss last time out, but they've still been in good form. They've won 6 of their last 8.
And last week, not only on the scoreboard, but I saw it on tape as well. Definitely not one of their finer performances because they were outclassed pretty much right from the start. So I think there'll be a renewed emphasis on trying to be a little better out of the gate in this one so they don't fall into a big hole.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all.
He's brought down the 37-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
He's tackled at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd.
He'll look to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Sherman. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
A 6-yard gain brings up 2nd and 4.
Hands it off out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll run on first down. Sherman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Alexander. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. They'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns with 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try and eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his left. And his throw here's incomplete. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Back to throw here. And he comes back with 1 complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Back to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
That was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit. And this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
And now the throw here is incomplete. And with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Well, good plays made on defense. Oftentimes, leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned. All the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop him short of a first down.
The Falcons send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here are the Saints to take over. You think back to last week, they dropped that game to the Detroit Lions. Now they're trying to make amends here as they've got the football and the lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. The Saints on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. It's complete to Fowles. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards.
And that's patience to be admired right there because he looks left, looks right, and waits for the right guy to come open, spots him in the middle of the field, and delivers.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Here's 2nd and 8. Open man, the tight end Fowles. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Complete to number 18. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is on target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Over the middle, complete. It's Day. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 2nd and 6. He finds his man complete. That's Day. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Day. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. He's got Watkins on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another 1st down on the pickup of 5 yards.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Looking to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Alexander. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon. Thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first two quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. This is a game, Charles, it's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the third quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trailed by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll set up to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 45 yards. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's third down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. 2nd and 4. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Falcon first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Back to throw. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And as a running back, you've got to be saying, where did he come from? He covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and he was able to stop his man before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
This is 3rd and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. A 10-play drive that time, and the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just already know our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Now he's flushed out left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
He threw his 10th touchdown on the year last time they had it, and he'll look to keep it going here with a 1st and 10.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And that is incomplete.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw here. And he'll just get rid of it. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Oliver.
And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2nd and 5. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. And the Saints pressure gets it. Brought down for a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility, the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles are usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Pass interference. Defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McKinney. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McKinney.
And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Touchdown, Falcons! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Falcons are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead, and that's what he did.
No problem there on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away.
Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds his man complete. It's Day. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, a 22.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. 60 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The tackle made just shy of midfield. A gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 now. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll set up a throw.
On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, 1st down.
21 yards there on 3rd down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He finds his man, complete. That's Alexander.
And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35.
They'll drop the throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Back to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Day.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
On 3rd down, it's Sherman, and he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
They'll keep it on the ground. Sherman puts it on the carpet. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Falcons send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down by 11, a minute 45 to play. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. That's Banks.
On the move past the 40. Look at the big man rumble.
A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards. He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now.
It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
They'll try and throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, you know, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons, their hands team, able to recover it. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural, but I
like where we're going with this, though. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for